June 2019.
Today's day 1 into the series. Group of 10 of us. We're pretty pumped.
I was scared shitless. It was a record snow year, 200% snowpack, and snowstorms continuing right up until the end of May. There were tales of frostbite, hypothermia, 2-week-long food carries, and the necessity to bail out for survival. I had zero experience hiking through snow.
So we just passed the line of no return. We officially are out of the desert. All right, Mr. Peanut Butter?
When you wake, you see the skies with open ears and open eyes. What's a mistake is naivety.
So you didn't film it, but some clouds rolled through and we got hailed on. Thunder and lightning storm. Pretty much soaked, so good start for the series.
And they could know.
This night would mark the beginning of a new era. The era of the Fellowship. Which lasted one night. We ended up splitting into smaller crews. Yeah, I probably didn't need that whole Fellowship intro.
We're already at 10,000 feet altitude. I can feel it. Bit of a headache. Yeah.
With the addition of a beer canister, an ice axe, microspikes, there was a lot to adjust to. And being out there for 6 to 8 days at a time meant nutrition and rationing of food was going to be very important.
Day 3. Serious.
Ahead of us, we had passes to climb that would have to time correctly. We had strong rivers to cross. All of this was completely new to me. So I was pretty nervous those first mornings, until we actually hit the snow. Proper snow.
This is so cool. Feels like we're in the series now.
Wake up, step into the world outside. The future never looks so bright. Can't you hear it calling us? Let go, leave all of your cares behind. You never know where you might find. Sunny days are coming up. Dreaming of tomorrow, soaking up the sun. We can sit and talk about it. Oh,
What are you eating there, Irish?
I'm eating some green onion, baby. Wild garlic, green onion. They're spicy though.
Yeah.
run away. Let's go.
So we just glissaded from up there. My butt cheeks are frozen. Very frozen.
Now, with the opportunity to add Mount Whitney to the stretch, there was no way I was turning down the chance to climb my first 14er and the highest mountain in the lower 48.
Alright, it is the night before we summit Whitney. We're gonna get up at like 12:30 a.m. or start walking by 1:30 a.m. But right now we're at the base and it is beautiful here. Alright, how are we feeling? Whitney tomorrow.
How do we feel? Huh? I feel great, man. I feel so good. I'm stoked because we just talked about the fact that we're going to be hiking under the stars. I was thinking it was just going to be dark, but we're going to have like the Milky Way, the stars, everything.
I didn't even think about that.
Me neither.
He's ready. I'm excited. Bit nervous, but excited. Can't see me, but it's the morning of Whitney. It's 1:30. Here we go.
Navigating our way in the dark of the night, I reveled in looking up the Milky Way spread above us, until we started climbing. Full-on climbing. It was my first time using an ice axe, and there was no room for error.
That's beautiful. Sun is rising. Woo! Yeah, it's a mix of, yeah.
What a way to spend a Sunday.
We are almost at the summit.
Yeah.
We got this. Yeah! Oh my god! What? What are you doing here? What the hell? Ah! Oh my god! Oh, so fun. Give you a hug, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. Shit! Cowbell! Yo! Oh. Woo! Oh my god! We did it! Sunrise! Oh my god. Oh shit. Mount Whitney, how many feet? 14,000?
14 something.
505! Woo! Ow!
Because there's nothing else to do.
And okay, now we're heading down. This has been so incredible. I can't believe we climbed that.
It was one of the most memorable experiences I had on the entire trail.
It has been such a beautiful morning. It's only 8 a.m, but we're gonna remember this day forever.
As much as we wanted Whitney to be the only miles we'd do that day, we decided to slog through 5 more to get to the next campsite. How to describe the relief of getting into your bag after a long, long day.
Day 6 of the series, 5:30 in the morning.
A lot of hikers start their days in this series at around 3 a.m. It made the most sense because it allowed for more hiking time on solid snow before the sun would melt it into complete slush. But for some reason, we hardly did those early starts. Even though it would have made days like today so much better.
Alrighty, so we're approaching our next river crossing of the day, of the morning, and then we are hoping to cross the infamous Forester Pass. There's a snow bridge!
Because we got up so late, the approach to Forester was a slog fest. And Lucy had lost her sunglasses, which meant he was going to climb Forester as the Hamburglar.
This is pretty good, actually. Oh, look at the mountains.
There she is. Forester Pass. I'm knackered. But we'll get there. We've got this. About to snowshoot.
Shift your leg over, then shift your other leg. Nice. Yep.
Summited!
Woo! ride. That wasn't too scary, but that was definitely a wild ride.
Now we go down.
which meant hours and hours of post-holing.
Just having a casual post-hole party.
We finally got to camp at around 7 PM and swapped Forrester passtails. Cowbell had almost lost his whole pack off the backside of the pass. We'd all sleep really well, knowing tomorrow there was promise of something we all needed so bad.
Where are we going?
Town day.
Town day.
My favorite place to be is right here. Not thinking about what brings me down, yeah. My favorite way to be without fear is in the now. I'm learning how.
Alright, top of Kearsarge. Behind Sierras, 11,760 feet. And now we are on the descent to down!
Our first stretch down in the Sierras. The stoke was real. Until I realised that my little gimbal camera had been sitting in my open fanny pack when I glissaded down Kearsarge, resulting in ice piling and melting, then destroying my little camera. But it didn't matter right now. We had a pancake party to start.
I like it better when I'm under the sun. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Bishop, California was probably my favourite trail town to date. It was also one of the hardest to leave. But we had so much more of the Sierras to go.
What even is it today? Day 52?
Where to go? Go with the flow. Open sky.
Okay, my name's Fiddlehead, like that's the long one, and Fiddle for short, and I got my name on the AT because there are fiddlehead ferns a lot on the East Coast, and I asked somebody to name me after a fern, and fiddleheads like the sun and they open up really slowly.
In the night,
Oh gosh, on the spot. I don't think I can.
Yeah.
Maybe we should set up our tents.
You're just always Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Maybe we should set up our tents.
Maybe we should set up our tents.
Maybe we should set up our tents.